Hello students, next we are having last one hypertext and XML data structures. Okay, so I think all of you know about the hypertext markup language and XML, that is extensible markup language, as you are CSC students. So, in this, the advent of the internet and its exponential growth and wide acceptance as a new global information network has introduced a new mechanism for representing the information. That is nothing but for communication between whole global systems. That's why we are introducing this hypertext structure. Okay, this structure is called hypertext and differs from traditional information storage data structures in format and use. Okay, this is different from normal our data structures. Okay, here we are using this different type of structure called hypertext. Okay, the hypertext is stored in hypertext markup language, that is HTML, and extensible markup language, that is XML. So this HTML is an evolving standard as new requirements for display of items on the internet are identified and implemented. Okay, so here we are introducing this HTML page. It is very useful and used in day to day life. This whatever you want to type, like username, password, everything are designed by this hypertext markup language only, and each and every page having the link, such that whatever you are giving the credentials, it is going to link to the other pages. That is comes under the designing. Okay, by using this HTML language only we are going to design that one. Okay, so these subsets can be used for the same way zoning is used to increase search accuracy and improve the display of hits. Okay, next, what is the definition of the hypertext structure? The hypertext data structure is used exclusively in the internet environment and requires an electronic media storage for the item. It is totally based on the internet. Okay, here we are using the, it requires the electronic media devices. Okay, so this hypertext allows one item to reference another item via an embedded pointer. Here compulsory we need to it is going to allow one item to reference the another item via these embedded pointers. So each separate item is called a node and reference pointer is called a link. I told you no, that is going to link to the another page. Okay, so here we are taking an item as one node, and whenever it is referencing the pointer, it is called link. The reference item can be of same or different data type than the original. That is nothing but text. It may be textual item or reference a photograph. Okay, so each node is displayed by the viewer, that is defined the file type associated with the node. Okay, here you can view the defined file type. Okay, for example, hypertext markup language, that is HTML, defines the internal structure for information exchange, okay, across the world wide web on the internet. I told you here we have to use the internet means world wide web. Okay, so a document is composed of text of the item along with HTML tags that describes how to display the document. Okay, here we are taking tags. Tags are formatting or structural keywords containing between less than, greater than symbols. Yes or no? Here, what are you what how you are declaring? Here you are taking greater than, less than symbols. In between you are giving the any matter you are having. Okay, like example, greater than symbol, title, close that one with less than symbol. Suppose I want to give strong, open the, please enclose them in the greater than, less than symbols. Okay, it is nothing but the meaning of display prominently. Okay, so if I want to open, generally I am going to open as a. If I want to close, I want to give backslash a. So the HTML tag associated with the hypertext linkage is a. Suppose if I want to link to the another page, I have to give href. That is nothing but reference. It is referencing. Header is referencing href. That is equal to hash name \a, where a am starting, no, that's why I am not giving backslash. If I want to end the tag, I want to give the \a. Then a is opening of the sentence and \a is the closing of the sentence. Okay, in between href is linking to another page. So are an anchor start tag and anchor end tag denoting the text that the user can active. This href is hypertext reference containing either a file name if the referenced item is on this node, or an address. Okay, here you can take address as URL. What is URL? Uniform resource locator. Or a file name if it is on another node. So if I am taking hash name, it defines the destination point other than the top of the item to go to. Okay, here URL has three components in this. What are they? First one is the access method the client used to retrieve the item, uh, and the internet address of the server where the item is stored, and third one, the address of the item at the server. As it is a client server process, you have to give this access method of client, address of the server, and address of the server, or internet where they are stored, and the address of the item on the server. Okay, the file including the directory it is in. For example, URL for the HTML specification can be given as http://info.crn.ch/markup/html.html. Like that you can give the link. Okay, HTTP stands for hypertext protocol. Okay, so here in this HTML we are going to take this HTTP is a access protocol which is used to retrieve the item in HTML. So other internet protocols are used for activities such as file transfer. For file transfer we are taking FTP, that is nothing but file transfer protocol. And a specific text search we are taking GOPHER. Remote login you are taking TENET, TENET, that is nothing but internet. And collaborative new groups you are giving news, NEWS. Like that you can take any. If you want to attach a text, image, news, like that you can give their own hypertext. Okay, the destination point is found in info.cern.ch. Okay, which is the name of the info machine at CERN with ch, being Switzerland. And HTTP and hypertext www.markup html.html, it will be defining where to find the file in html.html file. Okay, I think regularly you are going to use these links also. Okay, in day to day life. Okay, so the formatting tags indicate this less than and greater than symbols and are not described, being out of the scope, but a detailed description can be found in the hundreds of books available on HTML. Okay, if you are not giving address correctly, it is going to retrieve so many hundreds of books. So an item can have many hypertext linkages. Thus, from any item there are multiple paths that can be followed in addition to skip over the linkages to continue sequential reading of the item. This is similar to the decision a reader makes upon reaching a footnote, whether continue reading or skip to the footnote. Okay, hypertext is sometimes called generalized footnote. That is nothing but you can read at the starting or ending or anything. Okay, so suppose if I am taking for this center image source equal to, I'm giving the hyperlink, and width is equal to 468, height is equal to 107. I can give border equal to 0, alternate equal to welcome to Netscape, and you have to close. Okay, we are having different types of tags. Okay, like opening, closing, headers, everything. Okay, next we are having this dynamic HTML also. Dynamic means at the time of runtime also we can give these HTMLs. Okay, they may be sequential and non-sequential. Okay, so in this dynamic HTML we can use they are became available with Navigator 4.0 and Internet Explorer 4.0. So it is collectively termed for a combination of latest HTML tags and options, style sheets, and programming that will let you to create the web pages that are more animated and responsive to the user interaction. Okay, why? Because with a simple plain text whatever we are giving, the customer is not going to be attracted. For that purpose we are having some different types of tags, different types of styles you are adding. Okay, for that purpose you are using this dynamic HTML. So some features are supported are object oriented view of a web page and its elements. Okay, cascading style sheets are added, programming that can address most page elements, add dynamic fonts. Okay, here we are using different types of cascading style sheets for attracting the people. Okay, so these object oriented views are defined by this document object model called DOM. They are given by Microsoft calls this the dynamic HTML object model, while Netscape calls it the HTML object model. Okay, here for using this all dynamic HTML we are using a DOM, that is the document object model. Okay, so for this a style sheet describes the default style characters like page layout, fonts, text size, etc. of document or portion of the document. These dynamic sheets to predefined levels of precedence within the same set of pages. Okay, so here we can use this HTML programming capabilities are being expanded to the address the additional data structures, like Netscape is also allowing the dynamic fonts to be part of the web page, thus eliminating the font choice being depend upon what the browser provides. Here dynamic means at the time of creating the page you can use any type of this styles. Okay, that is the dynamic HTML. Lastly we are having this XML, that is extensible markup language, is starting to become the standard structure on the web. It is extension of this HTML. Some more tags are added for easy usage in this XML. So its first recommendation 1.0 was issued in February 10, 1998. It is a middle ground between the simplicities but lack of flexibility of HTML and complexity but riches of SGML. Okay, so its objective is extending the HTML with the semantic information. Okay, the logical data structure within XML is defined by a data type description called DTD. In a XML we are going to use DTD, that is data type description. In HTML you are going to use DOM, that is document object model. Okay, it is extensible of this HTML and not constrained to 70. It defines tags and 50 attributes in a single DTD for HTML. Okay, the user can create any tags needed to describe and to manipulate their structure. You can use this W3C, that is World Wide Web Consortium, is a redeveloping of HTML as a suite of XML tags. Okay, XML tags may be like you can give like company widgets into a company, and you can close that one. You can take city, Boston city, you can take state, same you can open and you can close the same thing like in HTML. But some difference. Okay, in a W3C is also developing a resource description format, RDF, for representing the properties of web resources such as images, documents and relationship between them. This will include the platform for internet content selection, that is called PICS, platform for internet content selections, for attaching label to materials for filtering. Okay, it is unsuitable for children. These hypertext links for XML are being defined in Xlink, XML linking language, and Xpoint, XML pointer language specifications. Okay, this will allow for distinction for different types of links to locations within a document and external to the document. This will allow the application to know if the link is just repositioning the reference with an item or link to another document that is an extension of the existing document. By this XML linking and XML pointer, we can know it is directly linking to the XML or it is going to another link. Okay, so this will help the determining what needs to be retrieved to define the total item to be indexed. Finally, XML will include XML style sheets linking definition to define how to display items on particular style sheet and handle cascading style sheets, same like our HTML only. It is also having style sheets also. So this will allow designer to limit what is displayed to the user and allow the expansion to whole item if desired. Okay.